I'm blind.
I'm fancy.
I'm broke.
I see why.
I know people are like, why are you always looking to the left? I'm like, because I can't freaking see. I can't see because when I attach the HDMI to the big screen, I have no use for the viewfinder. Blanks out, so I move it back. Whatever.
No, you know, it's like...
Hello, my loves, and welcome back to my channel. I have my girl here, Lauren. I will leave her channel, of course, linked down below, like I always do. Okay, guys, don't throw me no shade. But we've known each other for about 3.5 years, and we've met a few times, like in person. Otherwise, we always talk online.
Yep.
And we've been wanting to do a collaboration. We just did on her channel top 5 or our favorite 5 concealers, which I think was insightful because we literally picked out totally different concealers. Neither of us had the same favorites, even though we
How did that even happen?
I know, that was great. Because we always use the same, pretty much.
Yeah. I don't know. And we gave lots of pro tips.
We tried.
Free pro tips, okay.
I know, free. I'm going to send y'all a damn PayPal. Don't play with me. Y'all,
invoice.
Those that watch my Snap know what I'm talking about. Hi, Snapchat fam.
I don't snap much anymore, so.
But I'm going to leave her Instagram and her YouTube channel link down below.
All that good stuff. I'm everywhere else.
Yes.
So.
And we're pros. We're both pros, and we freelance. So we respect one another, and that's a beautiful thing because we have a great friendship from that. And we met through YouTube.
Yeah. We met through this.
Dreams to come true.
My bae.
I don't know which wig to wear today.
Well, she knew. She wore purple with her purple eyeliner because that's my favorite color.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, don't pretend like you didn't know. Like, that's why she did it.
All right, I forgot what we were talking about, but we're here to talk about...
We were talking about your purple, and then you went into Cosetti, and then we were like, shit! And then,
Well, anyway, we're here to talk about brushes. Pardon me if we're not focused, but it's okay. Just have a few drinks, and it won't even matter.
I think we are.
Okay. So anyway, guys, we're going to be talking about our top 5-ish brushes. It's just...
She cheated.
I cheated. I got 6. Because I was like, oh, I got 3 face and 3 eye. And I was like, I told you, because she 2.
I live by the rule most of the time.
Yin and yang.
Not all the time.
I'm a horrible rule keeper. I just don't do it. Anyway, so I only have one drugstore brush, which, don't get me wrong, I love my drugstore brushes. Elf, Wet n Wild has some amazing brushes, but I'm literally going to show you guys brushes I use every day in my routine.
Right. Yeah, me too.
We're gonna go ahead and get started. So, for base, I use, you guys have seen this on my channel probably like a gazillion times. This is like my favorite foundation brush ever. I don't even know why. Maybe because it's big and thick. Anyway, this is the Morphe M439 brush. I spot cleaned it today just for y'all, but it's a little spotty, dirty. I used the Cassette brush cleaner.
Oh. I use the Cinema Secrets.
It smells like Fruit Loops.
Yeah, it does.
It's lemongrass and lavender.
We're just over here just sniffing
snorting brushes. But this is my freaking...
Judge-free zone.
Totally. It's my favorite. I actually am thinking of adding a couple of these to my kit because it is literally bang, bang, bang. You got it all over your face.
You use that for foundation?
Yep. And I feel like it doesn't absorb too much foundation. Clearly, if you're putting on foundation and you hit it on the side, you're going to get it on the side.
Right.
That's with any brush. But it's nice. It's dense, but it's fluffy enough. And once you break it in, this bad boy is like the best. And it's short and thick.
That's interesting, though, because, see,
You have Morphe brushes.
I do, but I use for foundation, I straight up put it on the beauty blender, dab it all over, and then just blend. I don't even use these brushes anymore. No, like I try, and I'm just so used to the beauty blender.
So what I do is, and I'm sure you've seen me do this, I apply my foundation with this, make sure my whole face is covered, and if I need any extra coverage, and then I take my beauty blender and then I press it onto my skin.
Right.
I have dry skin, so I feel like that helps blend it in. I use it for my clients because I have a lot more mature clients. And I feel like it just meshes it. At least the brush is good placement, good blend, and then you get that beauty blender and you absorb any extra.
There you go.
So I would try to revisit that tip.
Yeah.
And see if you like it. Maybe not for yourself.
Right.
Because I used to only use the Beauty Blender. And then I went back in. And this has been my sex toy.
I have this one. It's the Morphe E44.
Oh,
and it's kind of,
yeah,
it's pretty similar.
Yeah.
I mean, in density, size.
Ooh, that looks so good. I wanted that.
It's just like a little shorter bristles, but it's pretty much the same idea of the buffing motion. And that was my intention, was to use it for that. And then I just
never used it. Oh my God, I love it. I wanted this brush so bad.
Why didn't you make it?
The lines at Morphe
she spent so
during
much money
IMAX,
on everything else, but then she didn't want to get this.
I know. I know. I have a lot of Cassette brushes, which I didn't bring. Otherwise, trust me, if I had my way, I would have had a lot of expensive brushes on this sucker. But you know what? When I go to IMAX, Morphe's so packed.
It is, but it was worth it for me because I had 0 Morphe brushes until last year at IMAX. Yeah. 0. And so I stocked up for myself and my kit, and it was life-changing.
IMAX, even though a lot of people may feel like, not IMAX, Morphe, even though a lot of people may feel that it's hyped up, they actually do have really good brushes. I haven't tried their palettes.
I haven't tried well, I've tried the eyeshadow palettes. Those are not all they're hyped up to be.
Oh, okay.
I did, on my channel, I did a whole, like, review about the 350 and the 35S. Go watch that if you're even remotely interested in getting those palettes, because honestly, I was majorly disappointed. Oh. So I wouldn't recommend them.
But these brushes.
But the brushes, those are.
And I don't know anyone else. Like, trust me, I started off with Sigma.
Your insurance?
Not to be a jerk. Not to be a jerk, but I always keep it real with you guys. I had to contact Sigma twice already about one of my F80 brushes. They're beautiful. They're wonderful. Their customer service is wonderful because they sent me a replacement. But I've had the whole brush just come right off.
I haven't had that happen. And I used an F80 like religiously a couple years ago.
So I didn't know if I got a little bit of oil on the ferrule from me cleaning it with, what was it called? Peri Spirit. But I never leave my brushes like this. I always hang them upside down. So I don't know how that happened. Literally came off. The glue was still attached to the ring, and I was like, I sent them pictures. One of my blending brushes, they replaced that. I mean, they're great customer service. So if you send them pictures and you show them receipts of when you purchased your item, they will replace it. But I haven't had any issues with my Morphe, and I've had this for over a year and a half, 2 years. I will say one Morphe brush that I wasn't a fan of. I don't know the exact letters. It's in my kit. It was the cheap line, so I think like this one, right? Just like the Morphe, not the E. Oh, no, this is the E. This is the M. Something like that. It was the angled white-haired blush brush. Oh. I have yet to find a good angled white-haired blush brush that does not shed like crazy. Something about Sigma's did. Yeah. Morphe did. They're awful. Have you tried MAC? I haven't in that style. You should. Not in that style, but... You already spent the money. Yeah. So that's the only one I would not recommend. Yeah, I think you think about it like when you guys watch my wig reviews, my lighter wigs shed. Think of it as the same concept. The lighter the hair, the more the shedding. It's usually usually goat hair. Yeah. When it's white like that, and they fray. It's just because of the processing that's gone into it. So you have to consider that. I had to yawn. Do I bore you? I'm going to stay on the Morphe bandwagon. This is the E8. I want it. My face. Just like drooling over it. I don't know why. I love the shape. It looks so good. That's what she said. So, this is a really good multi-purpose brush. So, in my kit, I really love blending out concealer with it. Preferably like creams because those are the more difficult ones to blend out. I'll do it often under the eyes. I'll do it a little bit on the face too, like spot concealing. On myself, I like to use it for that highlight right here. Just make it pop. It's dense enough so it'll pack on the product just enough for my taste. So, you know, like sometimes the fluffier brushes, they can put on a little bit too much because it's just picking up all the product and then you're like, yeah. I have that in my kit for the people that like that, but for me, it's a little bit too much. So this is just perfect for me. And I mean, if you want to go there in a pinch, this is a gigantic blending brush. I mean, if you needed it and you're having some harsh lines and this is the only brush on hand, swipe. That'd be good for my car.
So, but this is also good for contouring. You can chisel out a little bit line here, 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 and then just blend it out with a different brush.
That's a brush I would recommend for someone that has a smaller face.
Yeah.
Like if you're not fat like me, you could definitely use a brush like that. That's a beautiful brush.
Yes.
And it's added to the list. I'll text you later because I'm gonna forget. All right, so I really don't have a lot of drugstore, but I do have one drugstore brush. I will show it off because it is my favorite. If you've been watching my YouTube channel for like more than a minute, you will know this is my favorite brush. This is the Sonia Kashuk number 109 brush.
That looks really nice.
It is the fluffiest. Like I've had this brush for 4 years. I have about 10.
And it's still your favorite.
I have 10 of these brushes. I have 4 in my kit. No, wait. 5 in my kit and 5 my personal use.
Oh my God!
You know, if it hits the kit, it is a worthy product. This sucker right here will blend out any crease. Bang, bang, bang. It's synthetic. It is, I think, Sonia Kashuk does not sell it anymore at Target. But if you go on Target website, it should still be there.
No.
This is the number 109 brush.
Why you do that?
I know they used to sell it, and I'm the reason why they stopped selling it in Connecticut. I swear to God. I went to every store and I took their last ones, and that was it. And I hit up like 5 different stores. That was years ago.
Get out of my house.
I found that they still carried it online. I will leave the link down below because this is an amazing brush, and I think it was like $3.
Thank you.
I got others. it is so good. It's simplistic. It is like
it's poking out.
It was so great to start off. Let me rub your hair.
Let me pet you.
It is. It's like
it's really soft.
It seems like the simplest brush, but it has been my ride or die. It hasn't disappointed. Nice. I have literally 10 of these, and each and every one of them works the same. I love the build of it too. I like it. But if you try it, you'll fall in love with it as much as I do, unless you suck.
Okay then. Well then. Make that beat. So the next brush I am going to talk about is the Real Techniques setting brush, and I'm not a huge fan of the name of this brush just because, again, it's multi-purpose. So I gotta say my favorite use is to set the concealer under the eyes. It is amazing. You can use this to blend the concealer under the eyes, similar to what the Morphe does. It's just a little bit different style, different shape, but it gets the job done. You can use this for a little bit of that highlight again, a little bit of that contour again, and it's a gigantic blending brush again in a pinch. So it's amazing. I like how the Real Techniques, they're color coded, so it's like, it's prettier and like, okay, so if I have these, sneak peek, 2 pink brushes, it's like, okay, I know that I'm going to use both of these for my face kind of thing. So I really like that. I also like that they stand, which is convenient sometimes. Not all the time. Sometimes it's just annoying because sometimes the thickness of the bottom gets in the way when you're trying to store them, but it can be convenient. So, but I really like it. It's also super affordable and it's easily accessible at Ulta.
Speaking of not easily accessible, I have a beautiful powder brush, and it is by Wayne Goss. And
oh my gosh, I haven't tried any of this.
It is the 02 brush, and I would dry hump Wayne Goss just because he created this brush. Like, it is... I mean,
that got taken to a whole...
I know I'm not his cup of tea, so don't come for me.
Right.
But I will just give him a freebie. Just, this brush is amazing. It is so soft. Disgustingly soft. It's cruelty free. It is made with squirrel hair. Don't you dare. I will. I've had that brush for 3 years. I got it at Beautylish, which when Beautylish first started carrying his brand, is it 3 years? Yeah, I'm gonna say 3 years. Excuse me. That was from his original release. I want a lot more of his brushes. I have the 02 brush or the 04 brush that's blending for the eyes.
This is 02.
Oh, so I have the 04. One of the zeros. I have the 04 brush that's perfect for that. It's like the same one, but it's for the crease. amazing. I have 2 of those. That's how much they are. They are pricier, but that's how good they are that I would... Look at her. She's just playing with herself. This is a great multitasking brush, but I do not put highlight on it. I only use it for like, definitely like for under the eyes, like to sweep under the eyes. It is like amazingly soft. I have used this on my clients. They're like, can I get that brush? No, so I stopped using it on clients because, you know, I don't want to lose this baby. It is a pricey piece. Yeah. But it's built well. It's cruelty free. It's made with natural hair. So I think this is squirrel hair, blue squirrel. But I don't know, squirrels could be blue. My dog's blue. But you know, I don't know. He does explain, but it's like it holds up its shape. I wash it all the time. I put alcohol on it, which I don't recommend using harsh chemicals, but sometimes you just got to. Yeah. One of my favorite brushes, hands down, and I just it's always perfect for setting the face. You can definitely contour with it and highlight, but I only use it for setting the face.
Now I'm going to talk about an eye brush. So this is the classic MAC 217. This was actually given to me by a subscriber like years ago. And
thank you, subscriber.
It is, honestly, you guys are going to be shocked. This was my first and only MAC brush. I don't actually own any other MAC brushes. Just because I always found like dupes through Sigma or Morphe or whoever. And they always held up and performed. So, but it's like, I don't know. It's like this great moment. It's like, I have a MAC brush. Like, back in the day, I mean, this was when I was younger and MAC was still on a pedestal. So you're like, wow, I got MAC. Yep. Nowadays, it's like, who cares? So, I mean, I'm just being real. Yeah. But it's a really solid brush. Doesn't shed. It's really soft. It performs exactly how it's supposed to. I love using this as an all-over base color brush or just the blending. I like to keep this brush my clean blending brush. So I use a little bit fluffier brush for the colorful blending in the crease. And then I'll use this one as the clean one to get all the harsh edges to go away. Just because I think it performs better like that. But you can certainly use this to apply color in the crease as well and blend. It also can work under the eyes if you're going to blend a little bit, smudge your liner under there. So I really like this. It's a classic MAC brush. If you have to get a MAC brush, this is a really good one to own. It's the only one I own and I love it. So it's a good one.
I feel it because I only had one and it got stolen. And I actually used it in my kit for, believe it or not, for blending concealer.
Really? Yeah. I could see it. It's a bit small, but I can see it.
But it was like perfect for right under the eyes, just to hit up that little area, and you just blend it out with something a little bit more. Right. If you have a thicker concealer, it wouldn't work as great, but it worked so beautifully. Back onto Morphe. I get asked about this brush all the time, and I always forget the freaking number. And it is the Morphe E36 brush. It is like a baby brush. Like, this is perfect for banging out that lower lash line. I always use it for my inner corner highlight. This is my inner corner highlight and for my brow bone. I use it for the nose, the Cupid's bow. I don't know. It's what I use it for, but it is soft enough.
It's a good detail brush.
Good. Yeah, it absolutely is. It's good for concealer, which I used it for before it got its designated station as my highlighting. Inner corner highlight. I have bigger eyes, so this works beautifully. Again, Morphe makes really good brushes. This is part of their E-line. This is the E36. So E-line. I know. I get so many questions about it. My child. She's trying to steal all my brushes.
Mommy wants to I'm the cheater. She's child. Actually gonna get back on the Morphe bandwagon. And it's funny because this is one that I really like to use for my inner corner highlight. Oh, it's bigger. Yes. This is the E24, and I really like the pointed tip of it, and honestly, that's what she honestly, you just dip it in your inner corner highlight color, you dab it once, and it's like you're good to go. It just evenly applies and puts enough product down, and then I'll go in like dab it with my finger to make it a little less intense, and it's just, I honestly use it literally just for that, and I'm perfectly happy with it. Sometimes I'll do the brow bone highlight as well, but inner corner, that's where it's at. Oh my god.
So we both have a dedicated inner corner highlight brush. Yes. We didn't even plan this, guys. I have 2 more brushes unless you want to add one to your bunch. I think you should add another one because I see brushes that you had lined up that you cannot pick. I think she should pick another one, guys. We should make it 6. We're gonna still keep the title at 5. This one that I'm gonna talk about is pricey. I got it at IMATS 2 years ago. Last year.
She doesn't stop this pricey.
It's freaking amazing. I've used it for my lower lash line.
That's why you broke, remember?
That is fine. Brushes are an investment that
is true.
Yeah.
That is true.
Like, I've spent so much money on cheap, crappy brushes that I'm like, fuck, I should have just bought the $30 brush.
My first brushes was this $10 set from Walmart that like opened up and like they stood up and they were the roughest brushes of life. I was scratching my face. Those were my very first brushes because I was like, I can get all these for this much.
I started off with full-on Real Techniques. I went full-on Real Techniques.
I didn't even know they existed at that point.
I mean, I've had scratchy brushes, but I had a lot of MAC brushes too.
Yeah, it was bad. It was a great situation. And then they shed, like, after, like, what? I don't even know how many washes.
I think it's unacceptable now that a brush line is scratchy. I think nowadays, even, I actually bought my daughter a Walmart set for her, for Christmas. It's actually really soft. It would have been totally unacceptable had they been scratchy, but I tried it out first. Like, you know, I cleaned them for her and all that. And she's like, oh my God, they're so
Walmart.
soft.
I see.
About damn time, Walmart. So anyway, oh my God, this brush it's amazing.
Ooh, that is fancy.
It's unique, but I love the store. I just love the company for what they do. This is a straight up artist brush. This is the Smith 220 brush, and it looks like a paintbrush. It is the softest. I'm gonna have you feel it.
Ooh. You would think that would be scratchy.
I use it right bam under the eyes. If you want packed on color like this purple, I didn't use this brush, but had I, and it blends it out. I use this brush for blending it out. You can definitely use this to contour if you're one of those that love this. It is so soft. Smith makes some amazing
I never even heard of them.
They're an artist line, but it's a pro line for brushes.
That's cool.
Not cheap, but I have a few of their brushes, and they're probably some of the most amazing. Yeah. Simple.
I believe it.
Like, the design of these brushes are made specifically for art. Anything that you need to do as an artist, as a makeup artist or anything like that, you'll find a use for a brush like this. Like, I bought this brush because I wanted it, and then I was like, I don't know what I'm going to use it for, and I found it, and it feels so good under my eyes. I'm older now. Yeah, it's so good under my eyes. I was like, oh, maybe I can use it to contour, but I didn't really give a shit because I wanted the brush. Perfect for under the brow. If you're one that conceals under the brow or likes to highlight, it's amazing. I would probably add a couple more to my kit. That's how good it is. All right. It is not cheap.
I'll have to look into it.
But Smith makes, I mean, they don't have a large line. It's just perfect details.
Y'all ready for this? All right. So this is the other Real Techniques brush that I have that I previewed earlier. You probably already know what it's called. It's a blush brush. Again, these names, they annoy me. Do we see how big this is? I mean, if you're in a pinch, yes, you can use this as a blush brush, but it's pretty big, in my opinion, for a blush brush. It's gonna make you look like you got pink, like, cheeks everywhere. Yeah, it's just... So I really like using this as a setting powder brush. So I'll use this. I'll take like my MAC powder, and after I do foundation, concealer, all that, and just give me a good little layer, because I always like to set my liquid foundations with a powder because I am oily combination skin, and I just like the look of it better. It feels more finished and secure and flawless. So that's personally what I like doing. And I also really like blending out when I have my blush and my contour here before my highlight. I like blending those in a little bit just so it looks more flawless, not so harsh. So I'll do that, and then I'll do the highlight after. That
looks like a great brush. I have the big boy of that.
Yeah.
The gold one.
Oh, okay.
I use it.
This is a great brush. I think you'd like it.
Yeah, I wanted it, but I have the big boy, and that's what I use in my kit. My brides are like, bang, 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 done.
Right.
Done. And the brushes are amazing. Real Techniques makes good brushes.
They're inexpensive and they're great.
They're great startup too.
And they're easily accessible. So definitely, if you need some starter brushes, that's the way to go.
That's how I started. So.
And that's better than scratchy brushes. Trust me.
Yeah.
See, these are inexpensive and they're not scratchy. They're perfectly fine. And they're cute.
Oh, and their sponge is good too. It's so huge though.
What, the orange one?
Yeah.
How is that huge?
I have preferences.
Okay. Well,
I want to try their smaller one though.
I haven't tried any of the others, but I gotta say the orange Real Techniques sponge is the closest dupe to the Beauty Blender.
It is the closest dupe. It's not a dupe, but it is the closest dupe.
It's the closest you'll get because of the softness when it's wet, how it expands, all that stuff. And I kind of do like the flat side sometimes.
Yeah, I use that for the foundation section of my face.
I will say that I feel like they fall apart a little easier than the Beauty Blender. I replaced more Real Techniques sponges than I have. So that's what you get, you know?
Yeah, so you kind of have to...
Sometimes...
But I do want to try their newer ones because I feel like the Real Techniques, I don't know if maybe my last few ones that I bought, they expand so big that when I compare it to the Beauty Blender...
Mine weren't. Mine were just...
And I don't feel like they were that large when I first started buying them. Let's move on. So my last and final brush is actually the Sigma Tapered Face Brush. It is the F25, so I do have some Sigma favorites. I use it all the time. It's very pointy from what you can see.
Interesting.
It holds its shape. And this is... I actually started using this as a powder and under the eye brush. But I actually now use it to contour. So I use it for my bronzer. I don't...
The drama there.
Yeah, I always, honey. So I actually use it just because I don't chisel my cheekbones. I'm fluffy, even though I probably should. I literally just take it right there, and then I'll work it around.
Yeah, I don't chisel that much. I just put a little definition.
Yeah, I like the definition. I like adding the shadows in, but I don't... Yeah. When I do, like, drag, like, when I'm feeling my inner self... then I'll do the creams and all that, but I still use this brush for the powder version. So, and I actually used it today, and I went around, and it just, I don't know, it gives me the right shadows for my face. So,
you know what's interesting?
Interesting.
Oh,
she's so fucking bored.
No, so what's interesting is about that brush. I had that brush in my kit for a while, and I actually took it out because I'm not a huge fan of it. I don't know. I just didn't like the shape as much. And it actually started shedding on me.
This sheds every now and again. Like I'll get
But it was like shedding a lot.
Oh no. Girl, contact Sigma.
I got that brush years and years ago. I mean a long time ago. So, but yeah, I wasn't a fan of it, so I just stopped using it. But see, that's the weird thing is like some people will love something and some people will hate something. You're never gonna have 100% satisfaction just because of personal preference. Last brush, because I was convinced to cheat and get a 6th brush. It's all her fault. Don't blame me. I'm a bad influence. She is, absolutely. She made me spend too much on IMATs last year. I blame her completely. So, yeah. We're going with that. We're sticking with that story. So, because I have a lot of brushes that I really, really love. We all do. And since narrowing it down is hard, I figured I would go with the one that since... Earlier in the video, we were complaining about the white bristle hairs that were falling out for the angled blush brush. This is the Sigma Large Angled Contour F40. This does not shed at all. And I think it's because it's synthetic. This is like the bunny line, and it's supposed to be all synthetic brushes, and it really works. This is what I use today. It's what I use on a daily basis. It does not shed at all. I mean... The colors are a little weird. It's like little girlish, but you know, whatever. I got this like, I don't know, 5+ years ago. So, but it works. It really does. It's soft enough and it does not shed. So if you are looking for an angled blush brush, this one would be the one to go for. Specifically from these bunny lines though, because I tried the Sigma F40 that wasn't, and that's the no good one. So don't get the white haired ones. Get the bunny line ones. They do have like black handle ones. That's the one to get of F40 to make it not shed. Now I hope that they're still that good nowadays because I haven't tried since, and now I'm kind of thinking maybe I should for my kit actually get this exact one, you know, since it's the one that works, but that's my tip to you guys.
Do you find that the white haired one was more scratchy too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is like weird.
Yeah.
You would think it would be softer.
That's why I said try MAC, because you have a white haired brush there,
right?
A gold brush. And
that's true.
the thing of it is with MAC, if it was a fake MAC, you can tell because I got a fake MAC brush. Don't judge me, you judgmental asses. I did. I ended up buying it on eBay when eBay was popular for having the good stuff. But I didn't know that they were knockoffs, and it's really, really scratchy. I still use it though. I guess I like the abuse.
No shame. No shame.
But I have used the regular MAC.
Yeah.
So soft.
Yeah,
compared to Sigmas.
Alright, so yeah. Okay, there you go.
So guys, that's pretty much it. We've given you options of brushes. They're all different brands, some drugstore and some really expensive.
And now they're all mine.
So anyway, yeah, so that's pretty much it. Please let me know down below. Let us know down below. What are your favorite brushes? If there's anything that maybe I need to add to my collection or Lauren needs to add to her collection. And also, please check out her video. We did top 5 concealers. We did drugstore and high-end. We kind of just mixed it up. And I loved it because I feel like we were educating as we were talking because we have... Like, it's not like, oh, I use this once and it's totally awesome. No, we are literally trying to educate you on things that we use every day.
We've gone through the good, bad, and the awful. So
I got a few awfuls.
We get it.
And I will be coming to you guys with a video on like the worst concealers that haven't worked for my skin. So you have 2 different skin types, 2 different skin tones. Yes. And we're trying to give you a little variety. So anyway, guys, I hope you guys like this video. Please thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And as always, I will see you guys in my next video. Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.